This is the world's lightest automatic dive watch and is hands down one of the coolest sports watches from a technical perspective. This is the Ulysse Nardin Diver Air. It is a highly technical sports watch that can withstand 200 meters of water resistance and 5,000 Gs of force, whilst also being the lightest dive watch in the world with a mechanical caliber weighing just 52 grams with the strap and housing an automatic movement inside. This is a new brand for this channel and there's a lot to unpack here. Ulysse Nardin has been one of the oldest Swiss watch brands and their specialty has been innovation, not marketing. I did speak to the brand's manager, Massimo Bonfigli, and he explained the level of engineering that goes into the watches, from the way they think about innovation and the struggles they encountered and overcame, especially with groundbreaking releases like this Diver Air. Now, before we dive into this watch, we need to understand the brand a bit better. Watchmaker Ulysse Nardin was born in 1823 and started training as a watchmaker in his teens, establishing his very own little workshop at the age of just 23. Even then, this wasn't your run-of-the-mill pocket watchmaker. This was hot horology level of watchmaking, where he developed high-accuracy marine chronometers that later became recognized and used by over 50 navies around the world. In fact, the brand became so significant that in just 100 years after being founded, more than 77% of marine chronometers certified in Switzerland came from Ulysse Nardin. They didn't just continue developing and manufacturing high complications specifically related to naval navigation, but continued solving watchmaking problems in recent years. In 2001, the brand released the world's first perpetual calendar dive watch rated to 200 meters of water resistance. The brand also developed perpetuals that would be able to go back and forth without damaging the calendar complication, which is still something we don't see with most perpetual calendars today. In 2001, the brand also released the Freak, which not only proved the brand's out-of-the-box thinking, but also necessitated the use of a material that had never been considered in watchmaking before: silicon. They first experimented with other lighter materials for the Freak, like aluminum. But in the end, Dr. Ludwig Auchelin at Ulysse Nardin realized that silicon was the only material that had all of the properties that were needed to drive the dual direct escapement adequately. But the brand didn't stop there, becoming one of less than 10 manufacturers that started supplying hairsprings to other Swiss watch brands, in addition to licensing their silicon hairspring technology to the Swatch Group, Patek Philippe, and even Rolex. All this establishes the importance of this brand in the Swiss watch industry today. Now, the biggest problem with ultralight watches is that they can become extremely delicate. When you think of extremely tough watches, you think of the Rolex Deep Sea Challenge that is 23 millimeters thick and weighs 250 grams, even though it is made of titanium. But in the past couple of years, more and more brands have started challenging this notion, really starting to experiment with the idea of the sports watch of the future. And what better brand to challenge the future of high-performance dive watches than the brand that has been pushing naval instruments and dive watches to the extremes since the beginning. And it does exactly that with this Diver Air. The watch comes in a 44mm case size with a thickness of 14.7mm, but because of the relatively short lug-to-lug of 50mm, it wears more like a 42. But if you can pull off a Tudor Pelagos or an Omega Speedmaster Professional or even a Seamaster 300, this should wear just fine. On my 6.2-inch wrist, this is at the borderline of what I could pull off, but I still think I can. Sports watches like the Diver Air often sit in their own design category because their final form is dictated by the engineering behind the watch, not the visual design. The case has a modular construction combining recycled titanium and low-density carbon fiber to create an extremely lightweight yet robust dive watch. The titanium unidirectional bezel displays a 60-minute counter and comes with a carbon foil insert with an easy grip and smooth turning action. Just listen. Besides the lume-filled applied indices, the dial is all movement. The in-house caliber UN374, constructed almost entirely out of titanium, weighs just 7 grams and showcases when modern engineering is pushed to its limits. For this to be a certified dive watch, the brand had to opt for an automatic winding system, so they went for a slim, skeletonized rotor that still meets the ISO standards. The X formation of this ultralight caliber makes it possible for it to withstand extreme shocks of up to 5,000 Gs. It beats at 3.5 Hz, offering 90 hours of power reserve, and features an upcycled silicone escapement. You get 2 ultralight straps with this watch, each weighing just 6 grams. And I've been using a similar style Velcro strap from Deluxe. It is one of the most comfortable straps I've ever used. You can try it on for yourself, but the softness of this elastic material, the way it hugs the wrist and just fixes the watch on your wrist, it's a very comfortable experience. So I would say these straps are perfect for a sports watch like this. One thing I love about this brand is how transparent they are about what exactly is in-house and what's not in-house. They're not playing mind tricks to trick people into thinking something is in-house by changing the movement name conventions. They just act more maturely. Being in-house isn't the most important thing in watchmaking. Creating a well-made end product is. This whole obsession over in-house only started like 20 years ago. And Swiss brands have always been working together, supplying parts to each other, collaborating on technology. For the development of this watch, the brand collaborated with a few smaller firms that manufactured the case parts as per UN's specifications. And these were mostly worked on with the recycled titanium and carbon composites used in the case construction. Now, recycle or upcycle is a big word used in this watch. A lot of the components, I think over 90% of the components are recycled. So I asked the manager, explain the thought process of using so much recycled materials when often when we are paying luxury prices, we expect something to be new. You know, the connotation of recycle sounds used. So it doesn't really have a luxury or premium feel to it. He said that these materials are not simply recycled from anywhere, they are recycled from the Swiss biomedical industry where the quality of titanium is the best in the world. Why waste them? And the process of recycling costs more money than creating something from scratch. So in this case, it's just about not just the future of sports watchmaking, but also the future of watchmaking in the sense of maintaining good practice. I love it when a brand doesn't just do reissues of an existing back catalog, but really try new things, ask questions that nobody else has asked, and try to do things differently. These aren't going to be for everyone, but I just wanted to make this video to show you guys something that we don't generally see and to understand the extremes that some of these lesser talked about brands are trying to get to, because without looking at these brands, we won't really know the state of the collective industry. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.